Hi guys, it's Sosa. I have a very busy week ahead of me, but I wanted to take the time today to make another video, and I wanted to show you what a struggling actor's home looks like, especially one living in LA out on the West Coast. So this is my room. I pay $1,250 a month for this humble 150 square foot room in a house. So I don't live in an apartment. I tried to get an apartment a couple years ago when I first moved back to LA. When the lockdown of the pandemic lifted, didn't work out. Everything was super expensive, dealing with property managers and scammers and people just raking in cash from the application fees. So it didn't work out, and I was desperate to get back here, and I just by sheer luck managed to land this spot in close to downtown LA. I kind of live in the mid-city, south central-ish area. I don't want to disclose my location because of doxing purposes, but this is what $1,250 will get you in 2023. I do live in a house. I do have roommates. I share a space with three other guys. The house is built 1901, 1902 was the year, I think. So it's an old Victorian house, but we don't have access to the full house. The house is actually hermetically sealed off and divided into thirds. And I live in the front third of the house with three guys. We have 4 bedrooms up here. We have 2 bathrooms, and what would have been like the parlor has been like converted into a common space with a small kitchenette that somehow we managed to survive out of, and I'll show you that. The middle third is occupied by the landlord's son and his girlfriend who live there. I've only been in there once. It's like where the kitchen and the living room, and I'm sure there's got to be another bedroom in there, would have been. And then in the back third of the house, a sweet girl lives out back. She plays the trumpet, I think, because I hear it sometimes. So yes, we have the front third, 4 of us, and we don't split the cost of living here. I pay $1,250 for my room and 150 square feet. This is actually the biggest bedroom of our third of the house. I was the first one to move in here. I had the house to myself for a year because no one else wanted to move in during COVID times. It was the best of times. But my roommates, they came at a later date, and they're paying $1,300 for their rooms, and their rooms are smaller. Parking is not included with the place, which is kind of fine because I can't afford to own a car or keep up with the cost of expenses on a car. So it works for me. I do have to live below my means in order to get ahead, and this space, while I'm so lucky to have a roof over my head and to live as comfortably as I do in this space, 150 square feet is not without its challenges. And so I'll just give you a quick tour. So this is the doorway from which you'll walk in. The biggest challenge with this space is that is clutter and dust. So I try to make sure that I have things that I need or that make me happy, that like no one needs a backlog of Legos, but I'm trying to make Lego YouTube content, so hence why I have a backlog of Legos. I do enjoy my books, so I try to keep it to my bare necessities, but you also gotta have things in your life that are worth living for. And so I really love my books, artwork. I do have an Xbox over there, but I haven't been able to play it much these days because I'm just so busy with work and such. But anyways, let's just take it from the beginning. This is the door. This is where you walk in. This is how I enter the room. I have a little rack up there where I keep my hats, umbrellas, little odds and ends, workout equipment. I do have a lot of workout equipment because I try to stay fit for my profession as a struggling actor. I have my acoustic guitar over there because that's where I could fit it. This mini fridge, it came with the place. All the furniture in the room is included. This is not my own furniture. However, this thing is not plugged in, so I've just been using it for storage. I've been using it to keep my protein bars in there and some rare books of very nice leather gold leaf quality that I don't have. Oh. What happened there? Spider-Man reflexes. I almost dropped the camera. I just don't have a bookshelf yet. And there's not a ton of space for a bookshelf, so I don't know if I'm going to remove the mini fridge so I could have a bookshelf here, because I could either store my protein bars on a bookshelf or I could store my books in a mini fridge. One or the other. Or both on one. Anyways, moving on. I have a lot of clutter down here, but it's actually organized in a way that I can remember it. This is my backpack that I use every day when I'm going to work, but it's mainly boxes of things because I don't want to live here forever. So, most of those big boxes in the back are for my PC that I built because I do need a designated workstation for editing, and my laptop was not cutting it, because my laptop was extremely old and it just doesn't have the processing power that I need to edit videos for auditions, for YouTube, and I also have a headset over here that comes very well in handy for VO auditions, because I used to do VO auditions on my phone and the quality just kind of sucks on your phone, but having a headset with a mic, it's not like the greatest professional, but the level of quality goes from here to way up here. It's a big boost having decent audio equipment. So yes, back to the clutter. This is the clutter space. I have an accordion over there because music, learning instruments is one of my big passions. Amaran light cases, I keep camera equipment, just odds and ends of what kind of gear I need to be a working actor. So I only have 2 spaces where I keep my clothes. I keep my clothes in that drawer, in that drawer space, and over in the closet, but I'm not going to rifle through my clothes. I'm not going to show you my undies or anything like that. And then I work in a bar, so working in a bar is my day job, and it takes a toll on my hands, and I've had a lot of skin problems over the last couple of years working in them, so I have all kinds of odds and ends for all kinds of potions and tinctures to try to relieve the dryness and the crackness and the pain that comes in the middle of the night. Sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and my hands feel like they're on fire. But it's been getting better because I've been taking more preventive measures to protect my skin while I'm working. I wish we had a bar workers union and that I got hazard pay, but I don't. So the benefit of this room is that I have big windows, and so I picked this room when I moved in because I wanted as much natural light as possible, because natural light looks great when you're doing self-tapes. This is my bed. It is a full size. I know I could get more square footage out of the room if I had a twin, but it came with the place, and I like being able to roll over and not fall off the edge of where I'm sleeping. So I made that concession to let it stay. This is my nightstand. As I said, clutter, but I love books, so there's over in this stack I have plays, I have sci-fi books, I have language books. Over here underneath my controller case for when because sometimes your boy likes to game when he's riding the bus between cities, or when I'm traveling. If there's a Wi-Fi connection, I can play Game Pass or whatever. And then I have music books and guitar books underneath it, highlighters for scripts and things. Just normal office day stuff. This is as good as we get for AC. I'm glad I have it because it would be worse without it. I don't use it as much, but LA, it gets extremely hot here during the summers. Sometimes it can get humid. I wouldn't say it's like Chicago humid, but last summer we had like a really, really, really bad heat wave, and this just barely kept me alive. And that's when I decided to invest in a nice, sleek kind of fan. I didn't want to get a big box fan because it would take up a lot of space, so this does a great job for me in a little area. It does swivel. It's got like 12 speeds on it. I recommend getting yourself a fan like this if you live in a similar situation where it's hot but you don't have a lot of space. I think it's a Dreo. Back to the desktop. I built this thing when I was a student in community college. So around 2017, 2018, I want to say is when it's built. So it's a few years old. The parts are still pretty high end, but they're nothing new. I'm running a GTX 1080. I mean, you don't want to hear all the specs on it. It gets the job done is pretty much what it does. This is, workstation. I do like Gundam anime, so I got some Gundam peripherals. This is my electric guitar because I like to play. I'm trying to learn, trying to improve. And then I have, my work chair because I used to get really bad back pain sitting in a chair like this. This chair came with the place. This is furnished. This is probably the only piece of furniture I brought with me when I moved here. And that's about it almost for my room. So I'll just cap this off over here at the closet. This is my Amaran P60C light. I use it for self-tapes when it's dark because I have had auditions come in late at night and there's no natural light and my tapes suck because it's too dark, and that's when I just knew I needed to invest in a good light. So I use this not only for my self-tapes but for when I'm doing YouTube stuff. This chair, I just keep my work uniform on it and my tools for when I'm ready to go to head out the door. I can just do a quick change and then just be on my way. And then in here, seasonal clothes. I try to vacuum seal I have vacuum saver space bags down there. I try to vacuum seal the bigger items because I do travel to the Midwest during the winter months to go visit family. So having those kind of helps because I just store the seasonal clothes in a suitcase. I really don't need a giant puffy parka taking up more space than I need taken up. So this is it. I do have a variety of shirts and tops because auditions, sometimes you get a self-tape and it's like, you need to wear a suit and a tie. You need to wear something 4th of July. You need to wear something barbecue. Give me a shirt wear clothes that like scream Narcos or something. Casting directors, more so on the non-union than the union jobs, but the non-union jobs, they will say like, we'd prefer it if you wore this, this, and this while you tape. And so I have and I'll do a separate video on my self-tape setup another time, but I have a portable double-sided It's in this round circular bag. It's a green screen, blue screen backdrop, and then I have a tripod. Unfortunately, it still works, but one of the levers broke off, so I am in need of a new one at some point. But it's not a deal breaker for now. It still gets the job done at the moment. Um, just if you're going to be a working actor, you know, get your basics and then upgrade when you can. And so this is my room, and that kind of concludes the tour. And it's really nice. I did my best to clean it before this video. I just want to show you guys. This is the only piece of art of this image in the world. This is a Basaccio, and I asked a really talented artist that I know to draw me a T-Rex shooting laser beams out of its eyes while it shoots a minigun and it wields a flail in the heat of battle. So kind of unrelated, but I just thought it was really cool and I wanted to show you. It's probably the most priceless piece of art I will ever own, and the only one who puts any worth or value on it is me. And now on to the rest of the house. Okay, so before I show you guys the rest of the house, I just wanted to mention really quickly that this box of Legos here is a 20-year-old box from my childhood. And I have this dead set in the middle of the floor because I have nowhere else to put it. But I have it here because I want to do another YouTube video for my other channel about me sorting, cleaning, and restoring some of these sets that are in here. And then, because I know you guys are going to ask, why does he have so many books on the chair? These are not my books. These are library books. And those are materials I use for, learning languages. So those are my language notes for Spanish, and I also have my music notes in there for trying to learn how to play guitar and accordion. So, as you can see, I have comic books in Espanol, children's books in Espanol, and that's how I'm trying to learn right now while I take Spanish classes online via my local library. So anyways, I'll show you guys the rest of the house now. Okay, so I'm in the foyer of the second floor, and I don't want to disturb my roommates because some of them do work from home. But so, I'll just show you. This is the entrance to my room. Then you turn around, and this is how you're greeted. So, room 1, 2, 3, and then mine, the fourth. That's my pull-up bar. I do hinge it up here for when I need to work out, but I'll show you the bathroom. So our section of the house, we have 2 bathrooms. It's probably looks nicer on camera than it does in real life. It's a little dingy, a little grimy, but what shared space isn't? We have a bathtub here. This is the shower. This is the sink, toilet. Yeah, just all kind of basic things. And then cluttered shelf space as usual. So if we move down, so this is the hallway. I like the window. I mean, it's a nice house. Forgive the random mattress and stuff. This is all, we got our newest roommate. There was a bunch of stuff stored in his room, and so this is all stuff waiting to go to one of the landlord's other properties. So like I said, the house is divided into thirds. It's hermetically sealed off. So that's a built-on wall to try to give the other tenants some privacy. We've got some art here. This is the common space. So with my rent, I pay $1,250 a month. On average, that's $15,000 a year. I make about $17,000 to $18,000 a year. So I don't make a whole lot of money, but I'm not a party guy. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't go out, I don't do anything fun. So I live below my means to try to get ahead and put some stuff in savings. I did my research on this. The cost of rent in LA, in California, I think nationwide actually, but definitely in California, the cost of rent went up 65% over the last decade. In the year 2005, $12.50 a month would have gotten you a two-bedroom apartment on your own. In the year 2000, $12.50 a month would have gotten you a four-bedroom apartment on your own. And it's just kind of insane that this is the state that our country has now found itself in, with a housing crisis and inflation and all that. But that's a story for another day. So this is the common room. This is what would have been like the front living room or the parlor. Not my TV. I think my roommates brought that. We don't have a lot of shelf space. We don't have a stove. All of our amenities are included, except gas, because we don't have access to gas. So that means we don't have a stove or an oven. And no one really wants to invest in, electric appliances. Like, I could just go get a cooktop, but no one wants to share because roommates tend to break your things or tend to leave things dirty, and we'll figure it out. But so I live off of a rice cooker. We have a microwave. These are all, except for that blender over there, all of this stuff is my roommates. Those are my bananas. My bananas. So yes, kitchen space. This is a very, 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 very tiny refrigerator for four grown men to try to live off and share together. So that's why I think one or two of them have working mini fridges in their rooms. I think mine works. I just don't have a way to plug it in at the moment. And so yes, it's very, very cluttered. We don't have a lot of counter space. It's a small sink. So dishes are definitely a big issue. And then over here we have the second bathroom. This one does not have a full bathtub, but it's a nice shower. So it's handy. Instead of four guys sharing one bathroom, at least it's, four guys sharing two. So if two people need to use it at the same time, they can go one upstairs, one downstairs. But if four people need to use it at the same time, then we're out of luck. But hi again. So this is my house. This is how a struggling actor living in Los Angeles in 2023 lives. So I hope that was somewhat educational, but at least it'll be a good reflection of what it's like to be young and living on a coastal city in the year 2023 in the midst of financial turmoil. So thanks. I'd show you the outside, but I don't want any chance of doxing being able to occur. I really value my privacy, so I'm not going to show you what the exterior looks like or the street. I know I could probably blur the numbers out, but it's LA. Someone on the internet would recognize the block, so I'm just not even going to risk it. But anyways, thanks again. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.